Hey guys, what's up? So I'm going to do the lesson of the day. I just want to say that these messages are timeless. So if you find it at a time where it is not, I don't even put the date on it, then it is for you. Right now, Mars is in Capricorn. If you hear this reading and it says that and it's not at that time, it doesn't matter. It's still about the energies. It's not really about where the placements all are. It's about the energy, okay? So it could be a totally different placement, but you are in your life right now with these energies, okay? So when I do these, I tell everybody in every video almost that the advice that I give you is the advice that I'm telling myself. It's a reflection of, whatever. So when I say these things, I do clear the cards. It doesn't matter. It resonates with me as well. So I don't judge. I don't judge, and I'm honest about even my relationship. It's funny, sorry. Because I accept them and balance them, which brings me to love. Anyways, I'm such a geek. Wow, I never use that word. Never mind, you don't understand why I just did that. So, I already made a video before and said something that I normally don't say, and it was weird. I said the same thing, how I don't usually say that. Hey, that's weird. Okay, anyways. So, but lately I have been finding out that I am kind of a geek. Actually, I don't want to use that word. It doesn't freaking matter. Jeez. I guess I'm just like blonde, but like I'm not, because I'm super smart, but I'm still like a blonde bombshell, as my friend would say. Anyways, so when this is going on, because I already wanted to make a video and it's kind of like the same exact kind of reading, and I might still do the video, who knows, but when we come into this world, we are source. We are a spiritual being in a physical body living a human experience, but we don't remember that. So the point is emotional journey. It's to find love again. So we pretty much grow up in conditions that we pick for ourselves as a lesson to find love again, which in general, in my opinion, is the universe, divine, God, source, whatever, your higher self, whatever it is. Okay. So when I talk about this stuff, it's going on in my life too. Obviously, I do talk about my story, so it helps you be able to resonate or connect with me better on a different level where it's more intimate and you know that I'm not just sitting here being like, okay, you need to do this, you need, no. I'm talking to myself when I'm looking at this camera too, so don't worry about it. So usually I don't try to do relationship readings, but it seems to always be that for me, and I really feel like it has to do with a lot of different reasons, but I've always felt like I'm supposed to be like an inspiration, entrepreneur, like love advocate, okay? When I'm not in that attitude, I fall off the universe for a while. But when I'm in that energy, it's easier to do this stuff. So this is what I'm trying to say. There could be a situation with a relationship that you're going through that you don't want to be honest with yourself about the fact that you feel a certain type of way about a certain type of person. And you might feel jealousy about, what's happened between you two, what their situation is. If it's about an actual relationship, like a guy or a girl, you could be envious of maybe them being in another relationship or, whatever. But when we don't want to be honest with ourselves and we want to deny that it's not true, you have certain challenges that are your own that need to help you with judging yourself, your emotions, your thoughts, your, all of that. So when you have these emotions, when you have these thoughts about certain things, try to catch them and be honest with yourself, because denying love, denying that you love somebody is really going to get you off balance. If you can accept it to a point where it's radically accepted, it helps you actually feel better. Like, so, okay. You can also see it from every point of view, their perspective, angle, you know, whatever. So you have like that empathy too, which also helps, because when we, you know, feel good about ourselves, or when we feel good about other people, or we're helping them, like, it does help. It helps a lot, you know. But when we're not honest with ourselves, even at the fact that if we are embarrassed to say that we love somebody when they don't love us back, or we don't know if they do, or we are jealous of something that's on in their lives, or a person that they have in their lives, and you don't want to be honest with yourself about it, you know, because it's embarrassing. Whether a person knows it or not, within us, it's still weird. It's still embarrassing to think that we're jealous of somebody else because of whatever. Some people are just like, okay, whatever, like, in broadcast, it's the work. But if you kind of want to hide the fact that you're in love with somebody, regardless, for them not to know it or not, which everybody is like that. I mean, even in middle school, you know, you have a crush on somebody and you don't want them to know. Then they find out and you get embarrassed. It's the same kind of thing as an adult. It doesn't matter what grade you are in. I mean, I guess elementary school, you know, whatever. I mean, 5 years old, I was married. Or younger. Or younger. I know 5 years old, I was kindergarten. I was definitely married, because I got married to James Orlando on my bus. And he gave me, like, I don't think it was a ring pop ring. I think it was like one of those rings, like in one of those like machines that back in the day we used to have in the 90s. Back in the day. There was like this app that came up, and it's like, how well do you know the 90s? And it's like asking all these questions. Totally downloaded it. Haven't played with it at all yet. And they have like these like how well do you know the 90s? It had like all these like questions on it, and like the little finger would press it was like so stupid. It's like the Care Bears. It's like, what are their names? It's like, I think the only one that it was is Care Bears had the word bears in it. It's like, and then it had a cassette player, and it asked like what it's called. It's called a cassette. Like, it was just funny. So I want to try that out. Anyways, besides the point, I don't remember what I was saying, and you will hear me say that in a lot of videos. I'm getting better, though, at remembering, so that's cool. Anyways, so if there's a situation in your life, okay, if you can be honest with yourself, you have no idea how freeing and liberating it is just to be like, fuck it. I love this person. I accept it. I can see on their side. I can understand that everybody has different challenges. Everybody's on their own path, and you can't try to tell somebody what to do, how to feel, because you're interfering with their path. You know what I mean? If what's meant to be is what's meant to be will be, okay? What is meant for you is meant for you. What is yours is yours. If that person is yours, hypothetically, in that kind of context, if you're supposed to be with that person, you will be with that person. That person can either be a blessing or a lesson. You might hear that a lot in life. People will stay in your lives for a reason, and people will pass through your life for a reason. They come and go, you know, or they stick and stay. There we go. But sometimes we do fall in love with people that we don't want to fall in love with. But the thing is that it's not even about the person, okay? It's not about judging yourself on loving somebody. It's not about the fact that you have to deny the fact that you love a certain person. It's not the fact that you don't want to be honest with yourself because you feel embarrassed, okay? That person doesn't need to know, but you can know within yourself. The question is, do you want to accept it and give yourself balance again and just stop judging yourself about, you can even be jealous about your own honesty. You know what I mean? It's like, just have empathy for both sides, because even if that person doesn't know, you don't know what they're going through. You don't know if they do have feelings for you, but they're just not showing them because of the situation that you're in. Or maybe if you guys were in a relationship already, maybe something happened and they are confused, don't know what to do. You know what I mean? It's also in this time and point, Mars being in Capricorn is actually when you're in this kind of situation, it actually will help you a lot. Normally. It still can, because Capricorns are very practical and Mars are go-getters. They do what they want to do and they have very high sexual energy. So, but if you're impulsive, being a Mars ruling planet like Aries and, whatever, I think Leo too, or a fire sign in general, it could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, whatever. It doesn't have to be, just saying. Capricorns are practical, right? So if you put the two together, it's like you can be practical about, instead of being impulsive, destructive, like, whatever, you can be more practical about your relationships and everything like that. Only problem right now that we're having is we are in Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde, okay? So things like communication and love, value systems, beliefs, luxuries, as in like money, career, just things that, would normally excite you or whatever, could be kind of foggy and confusing, and it's harder to know right now maybe what you want and what you don't want. But when you know what you don't want, you know what you want, okay? You have to go within yourself though. Instead of going from 3D material world and what you're seeing, you have to go within the 5D, where it comes into your spiritual realm, your spirit guides, your angels, like connecting with yourself, not going by the external on how you want to feel and how you think things are. Do you know what I mean? Because I've said this before. You could feel a certain type of way about something and think that it's whatever is going on and you're completely wrong and you're literally catastrophizing yourself. And then you can blame it on the other person because you don't want to feel the guilt and the shame that you put yourself in and you blame it on somebody else. Anyways, don't do that. Just accept it so you can balance yourself out. Because the more you accept, the easier it is to be able to balance yourself out. It's honestly, like I said, a journey of emotions to find love again and gratitude and being appreciative and thankful. So like even when you go through a storm, they say you have to go through the storm to get to out of it, or calmer waters, or whatever that freaking thing is. But be appreciative of the storm, because the storm is what's going to help you get through it. Sounds weird, right? But the storm is what's going to, the problem that you're dealing with is the thing that's going to help you strengthen yourself, like grow stronger, and know for next time, the emotion that this situation did give you, if you can be honest with yourself about it and accept it, it will help you balance so you understand what to do next time if it happens again. Hopefully it will be more like a lesson of, I don't want to feel that feeling again. I don't want to go through that. No matter how tempting it might be, I'm not going to do it. And that's also a really huge strength to have. It's not mind over matter, but it's a muscle of your mind. Like it's something, like if you go to the gym, your muscles get bigger. It's muscle memory. So the more you use your mind in a more resilient, balanced, what's the word I'm trying to say? Emotionally like regulated way, the easier it will get when temptation comes, because you'll have that muscle memory, whatever, that strengthens your decisions, your decisiveness, all of that. So where was I going with this? Okay, so it's more like on this emotional journey, would you rather, if it's about finding love, right? If would you rather judge the fact that you love somebody, or see both sides of the situation, accept it, where you can find balance and you're not miserable anymore, and find love within yourself to be able to find all the good in the situation, right? Relationships, again, you attract who is served to you for your highest good. So again, if you're going through something and you need to learn a certain lesson, this person will come into your life for a reason. The situation that I'm in, the relationship that I'm in, this person came into my life in order for me to find love again within myself. Like, I've always been a person that when I love somebody, or when I love something, or when I'm passionate about something, I do it with all of my heart. Like, it's hard. Like I love hard, okay? I used to never let anybody know that. I used to be jealous of myself. I used to judge myself. I would never be honest with myself. I would deny it up and down, and not even really take into and not really even take into accountability what the other person was going through. So it's kind of like I really could be selfish at times, and I would never accept it. It would really hurt my stability, my irritability, other things and other factors in my life that did not serve me because of just not accepting it, okay? So when this person came into my life, they showed me love. I was not used to that. I was not used to somebody reflecting the love that I give to other people to me, right? And that's how it is for a lot of us. So I ran. I self-sabotaged the situation, and then the worse it got between us, the more I realized love and the commitment to see the positive and the negatives and see the struggle as character, strengthening my character. If you want something, also, God doesn't give you what you want until you learn the lessons that enhance your characteristics that are able to handle the blessing. So you don't do what I did. You know what I mean? Like, this person came into my life as a blessing because I deserved that love. And I was like, no, you're not familiar. You're too loving. Like, even though I was ready for it. So that's why what happened between us had to happen, because the characteristics in order to accept that love or accept that blessing that you've been wanting subconsciously, whether you realize it or not, you're always manifesting. Every affirmation, every thought, every prayer, every reaction, every, whatever, like, it's all manifesting whether you realize it or not. All your words that you say, listen to your thoughts. Like, listen to how you talk to people about certain things. If you're talking negatively about it, it's going to turn out negative. You know what I mean? And once I really, it's all about, I just accepted. I was like, I just want to be happy. I don't need a person in my life to fill my void, which that was another reading that I did yesterday about how nothing will come out of the situation because the void is within ourselves and we can't look for that love in that void externally. That's what I mean by going from 3D materialistic external things and how we feel and how we act and everything like that by what we see. Because success is an inside job. So whatever you feel inside is how your external is going to look. So it's really not, you should be going by what you see. It's, you should be going how you feel. Because the way you feel is how you're going to see everything manifest, right? So when you can come to a point, if it's a person that you love, that you deny up and down, you don't love them, if thinking about them makes you miserable, think about, and you can still, like I said, like, you don't have to know if they love you or not. You don't have to be in a relationship, but if that person really made you happy at one point, think of why. Think of the things that they did that made you happy without being sad. Like, enjoy and embrace the good times that you had with them, the characteristics that you loved about them that they once had in your eyes or showed you. It's still in there, but because you're thinking so negatively about maybe the things that you don't like about them or what has happened, that's what you're manifesting. If you can remember, you can't change a person, you have to change yourself. Again, inside job. Your internal world is your external reality. What you see, what you feel is what you get. It's not what you see is what you get. It's what you feel is what you get. Okay. So pretty much, if you want to be with this person, right, and you want them to change. Start changing yourself. Embody how it is you want that person to be. So you pretty much have to act like the way you would want them to be with you. If you, because that's what you manifest, that's what you attract. Who you are, what you feel, everything like that is what you're going to attract. So if you feel unworthy, you're going to attract people into your life that are going to keep making you feel unworthy, that are going to give you situations that are going to make you feel unworthy. And that's where the lesson comes in. Once you realize, hey, I'm not unworthy, I deserve this, those feelings, those people will leave your life. So if you have somebody that has made you feel that way and you grow your emotions, when that person comes back or if they disappear, let them, because there's a reason for it. If you are in a relationship and it's not working out and they leave, let them leave, because that is a way of, it's not rejecting you, it's rejection is God's protection. Okay? If they leave your life, it's because you're not in alignment with them anymore. If you're in a really bad place and somebody comes into your life, look at where you are at that time and point in your life and what's going on. Because normally, if somebody is going through something, the same person is going through something that's making them feel the same exact way, which is why you're attracting them in. So say you are in a relationship and it's on and off or whatever, and you know you want them to come back so badly, but you're really mad and you're going through this and that, and then all of a sudden they appear, and it's because they're feeling the same way either about you, like you are, or something else or whatever. So when somebody comes into the picture that you wanted to, or a person just in general, or a situation, think about how you're feeling in that time and point. And don't judge it. Just be honest with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, fuck this person, da-da-da-da, like, they might be thinking the same thing, but they might want to cause problems with you because that's how they know how to get a rise out of you, or that's how they know how to communicate. You know what I mean? Like, there's always something, 22. There's always a reason why situations and people and everything like that are coming into your life at a certain time, because it's a lesson you have to learn at that time. Okay? So, again, love. Think about why and how and what made you fall in love with this person. Regardless if you want to admit or deny or not even want to be in love with this person, you gotta be honest with yourself. Honesty is the first way to accept. When you finally accept how you feel, that's where the balance can come in, and that's where the loving yourself can come in, because you're giving yourself that honesty and letting yourself be honest with yourself about how you feel, because we're grown up to hide our feelings, not have emotions, not allowed to. So when we are fighting within ourselves how we really feel, but telling ourselves we're not allowed to feel that way, it's kind of hard to manifest, because you're wobbling back and forth between, this is what I want, but I'm not allowed to have it. That was my situation. Like, this is what I want. I love this person. I want them to show me the love that they did. And all of a sudden they're not, because I couldn't love myself and I could not accept them to love me. So you can't want something but not let it in, you know? So it's like, you can't want something and think that you're not deserving of it at the same time. It's going to be a mess. So this is what I would recommend. If people are addicted to suffering, like they're addicted to habitual negative thinking, okay? It's easier for people to be negative than be happy, because when your happiness is gone, it hurts a lot. So that's another thing. You have to have like a way and understanding of, if something is not real, if something could go wrong, you have to have that understanding of a backup of how you can deal with it if it happens. But don't focus on that. Like, focus on it happening and working out. Even if it doesn't look like it is, you have to have that faith. But again, if you accept loving this person and you're thinking good thoughts about them and having no expectations, because this person might not be the one. Might not be your twin flame if you believe in that. And that's how you have to go by it. You can't be like, oh, this is a person, because they might not be. And if they are, they will be. But if you're still having that love for them, love from all different areas of your life will come in. But you can't be stuck on loving that particular person. What it is being stuck on feeling love in general. That's what it is. Because what you feel is what you attract. So if you're just enjoying and embracing the feeling of loving somebody or loving something, it will bring balance to your life, you know? So what I'm trying to say is, instead of denying the fact that you love somebody or being embarrassed by it or denying it and just pushing it away and being like, no, that's not true, I hate this person, blah, 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 never go to them again. Like, and it is embarrassing if somebody has hurt you, and you still want to go back to them, you still want to be with them. It can be embarrassing. So sometimes we keep that to ourselves, and that's why another reason we deny it and don't want to be honest with ourselves, because we're kind of can be like, well, that's stupid. Why would I want this person? Look within yourself to see how that whole thing happened. How were you feeling at that time? What was going on? Were you focusing more on the negative rather than positive? It can take time. Like, it's not like a bunch of shit is going on and one day, a couple hours during your day, you're trying to focus on the positive and it doesn't happen. It doesn't work overnight, you know? At least give it like a couple days, meditate and contemplate on it, but you got to believe it. You have to have no expectations. That's what it really comes down to, is having no expectations. So instead of denying love, or you love somebody, you're denying love to come into your life. You're denying them to even give you love again, because you're mirroring. So however you're feeling about a certain person, they're feeling that energy from you. Again, if they're feeling that energy from you and they feel the same exact way, you guys are going to align into a point where you don't want to be in alignment at that time. So when that person's not in your life, or anybody, that's good, because you guys aren't in alignment with each other. You don't want to be unstable. You want to accept and be in balance, right? Which brings you the love. So again, what I'm trying to say, crap, do I have time? Okay, we can do this. 11 minutes. I have an appointment. What I'm trying to say is, accept. If you love somebody, accept it, okay? I was denying loving somebody for the longest time. And I'm like, you know what? Loving him, or thinking about the good times, thinking about how it used to be, thinking about how it could be, you know, I have no expectations of it, him being that. But at the same time, you want to go by the energy. You don't want to go by the person. So whatever energy that person made you feel is the energy that you want. So it can be from another person. It doesn't have to be that person. It's just that energy that they gave. But if that's the energy you want, you know what you want, you know what you don't want. So you can leave this person and you can find the energy somewhere else or something better than that. But enjoy the loving, happy feelings of joy, it's either, it comes down to, do you want to be happy or do you want to be miserable? Acceptance, radical acceptance. I don't know what's gonna happen with my relationship, but from afar, I'm gonna love him no matter what, because it feels good to me. But I don't have the expectations of him acting on it or being with me ever again or talking to me ever again. But I can still have and enjoy loving myself enough to even allow myself to love another person and not feeling loved back. that make sense? It's like unrequited love, but it's in a different kind of way. It's an accepting, because the love that you feel for that person or whatever it is makes you feel good. So don't deny it unless it's gonna make you sad, but then don't find it somewhere else. Like, you know, like I could find somebody else, but right now I'm gonna enjoy the love and happiness that I feel because of loving this person. And if they feel that from me, law of attraction, especially if you're in a twin flame relationship. One thing I'm going to say real quick about that, in a twin flame relationship, you are in the 5D, or you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to go by the 3D, just like in any relationship. But when you're in a twin flame relationship, you're in a 5D. It's not about being together, which is really hard. I understand that. I really, really, really understand that. But when you can come to an understanding that you're supposed to live in the 5D with your twin flame, what you're doing is sharing and exchanging energies in the 5D. So if you're in separation with your twin flame, that's not what it's about. It's about, and they're not giving any energy into you. Don't give any energy into them, because it's going to be off balance, okay? You give the energies through each other through 5D. So if they have good qualities about them, you use that energy that they have and tap into it for you to grow. And once you guys are together, if it ever happens, you do that together with each other's energies in the 3D. But it's a 5D journey. So my masculine, right? Masculines are authority figures, providers, hardworking, very sharp, very, raw, like they, whatever. And then you have the feminine, who is more nurturing, who is more intuitive, who is more awakened, you know what I mean? So it's like, if I need the energy, and you can't even come together as a twin flame relationship until both of you are balanced in your masculine and feminine energies. If you're not, there will be no union. There cannot be union. There can't. So this is why you work in 5D. If I'm imbalanced with my feminine and my masculine, and I have more masculine, and I'm being a hard ass and I'm being a bitch rather than having that nurturing side to me, do you think somebody's gonna want to be around that? Like, I mean, I wouldn't, but I mean, I've done it, but that was before I knew stuff. So getting to your destiny is about feeling it out. If you can be positive about what it is you want, just remember that what you want does not mean that is what you're supposed to have. Does that make sense? Like, God already knows, you've already planned out your life. Now it's about getting there by feeling it out. So this person that I love, right? Doesn't mean he is my twin flame, but it does not mean that I'm going to end up with him. But the love feeling is what I want, but it doesn't need to come back in the energy from him. So if I can feel the love that I have for him and embrace it and enjoy it, it can come from any other aspect of my life, but I also can't block it from coming anywhere else and only think that it needs to come from him. But he's a very, very hard worker, very goal oriented. So I can use that to my advantage and exchange that energy, that divine masculine energy within him, and bring it into me. He can tap in more to his emotions and his intuition and nurturing side by taking my energy and exchanging it. So that's how twin flames are able to come into union, because they work with each other's energies in the 5D. Also with telepathy, with your emotions or thoughts or whatever. Just make sure you have permission from your twin before, or anybody, before you do any ESP telepathic stuff, because you can't intrude on them just like an angel can't intrude on your life without you giving them permission, which I would definitely recommend. Because we can't do everything on our own. We're not strong enough to do that. There's a higher power that helps us do that. I'm not going to go into it. I was just going to say I have to go in 4 minutes. So enjoy the love for whoever it is instead of looking at all the negative factors of them, or the negative situation that you guys are in, or anything negative about this person. If you rather enjoy love, if you rather be happy and enjoy the feeling of just being in love, be in love with yourself first, because that's also a thing. They do say it, like, you can't love anybody else until you love yourself. I mean, it's true to an extent, but honestly, like, it's more about you taking care of yourself. Because if you're neglecting your needs are going to be neglected by anybody, everything. If you're putting all your energy of taking care of other people's needs, you're not going to get it back. Other people are going to keep taking your energy, 5D, and you're going to get no exchange, and you're just going to get drained, because they know that you'll give it to them. Okay, so you're neglecting yourself. So you can't be like, oh my God, this person's neglecting me, he's rejecting me. No, you're doing it to yourself, and that's why you're getting that energy back. If you feel abandoned, it's because you're abandoning yourself of love. Because if somebody is abandoning you and you want a relationship with them, or you want them to show you love, it's because you're abandoning yourself of loving yourself, or letting people love you. You're blocking something. It could be your heart chakra not being opened up, which is the point. Your point is to open up your heart and feel love on all matters. So I enjoy loving this person. I enjoy it. I give him messages once in a while just to let him know that I love him. I don't hear from him at all. But I do know from our past that if I'm pissing him off or I'm bothering him, he'll let me know. One of my biggest things is getting yelled at. So I get scared even to message him, even to do this, but it had to be something that I'm still scared, believe me. But I had to overcome it because I don't know, because I want to tell him I love him because it makes me feel good. And regardless if he's answering me back or not, I still enjoy loving him. It's weird. Like, I'm not hearing from him at all, but I have the 5D energy, so I know how he's feeling. And that's how it helps me with the knowing. And that's why if you can connect to your 5D with somebody, it's so much easier to trust the process. And you're happier. And it doesn't even need to be with that. Just connect in the 5D with love in general. So I enjoy loving this person with no communication, no strings attached, no expectations. Oh, okay. If you have expectations, you will be let down. Expectations lead to disappointments, because if you don't get what you want, think of it as a kid. Tantrum. In the store, you don't get candy. You're having a tantrum. Well, my kid didn't do it, and I didn't give him everything he wanted. I have such a good kid and dog. Oh my God. So I am so blessed. But anyways, and I'm blessed meeting him too. I would not be who I am if it wasn't for him. Obviously, I did the work. It's me. I did it. But I took his energies and used them to my advantage. Very much so. And I know he did too with me, but it needs to come into union by balance and accepting. That was what it came to. Not judging your feelings, accepting, being honest, and by loving, being honest with yourself, being honest brings acceptance, which brings balance, which brings love. Love from afar if it makes you feel good. And think of what made you fall in love with that person in the first place. That will help you. But it is scary to think that way, because it's like, if I feel like this about somebody, I could get attached and then be hurt. That's the wobble. So you gotta fully believe, if that's what you want, is to love that person and have a relationship with them, you gotta fully believe, and you have to have the imagination behind it and the coherency of mind and heart for it to manifest. You can't have your mind saying one thing and your heart saying another. The wobble, it contradicts the whole entire thing, and that's why things manifest the way they do. So I hope this helps somebody. I enjoyed talking about it because, I don't know, he does make me happy. I'm not even talking to him. I'll just message him and be myself. That's what it comes to. He's not saying anything, so I feel like I can say whatever the fuck I want and be my authentic self, but I'm blocked, actually, and I still love calling his voicemail and just hearing his voice. It's that simple. I know he loves me. I don't have to worry about it. Plus I have a backup knowing of what, and I've healed a lot from the feeling of feeling rejected, abandonment, because I can't go through this right now. I have an appointment, but crap. I'm going to leave it at Indians, and when I watch this, I will remember, and it will be continued. Even though you guys won't know because it will be cut. I'll be gone for an hour, and then I'll come back. Depending, but still. So, say bye to baby boy. Baby boy. And I'll be back. What the hell? Oh, baby boy. His breath smells so bad. What, are you looking at me? Oh, the baby boy. Can't have a video without the baby boy. Just can't.